It's only a short introduction this time, not the long-winded one that we had last time.
I don't remember. When did I do this? This was so long ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, please. I barely remember what I did yesterday, so.
That's okay. Neither do I.
Welcome to the Blooming League of Original Podcasts.
G'day and welcome to an extra celebratory edition of Thrash and Treasure, the Torture Chamber musical comedy podcast, which once plastered posters of teen idols on our walls. Now we leave post-its reminding us where we left our keys. And speaking of, oh wait, where did I leave my keys? Oh, right. Oh, wait, where was I? All right. And speaking of short-term memory loss, I'm Aaron, and I'm joined as usual by the new kid on the block who's hanging tough, step by step. Now he's a cover girl. It's Dave, the new kid. How's it going?
Hello.
I just want to throw it in there quickly. I just saw last night at 3 a.m. the first spider of the season. God damn it.
You have a spider season?
Oh, then they're enormous, right?
Yes, this one was about an inch, and it's a poisonous one.
Ew.
So.
I think we just finished our tarantula mating season here in New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Why did you tell me that? Goodness gracious me. Now I'm going to be paranoid. So if I look over my shoulder this whole time, you know why, because I'm just freaking out at the moment.
Hey, our tarantulas aren't poison.
Yeah, no, tarantulas are fine, but they're big and they have the legs that go up and then down. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, guess what?
What?
We have another returning legendary diva back in our torture chamber. So hop in trousers, because we sure missed this queen off the stage. So without barreling on with a million puns, let's toss a quick Aussie g'day over the waterfall with infinite joy as we ring in our 5th birthday with a Broadway belle whose voice can break hearts, then cause balls to shrivel up with all the might of a Valkyrie. And luckily, I am wearing a Yamantvu. So raise your... Oh, that's a Viking hat, by the way. So raise your swords and give a hearty war cry as we bow down to Queen Mary Testa. Hey, old
hello.
friend. Da, da, da,
That's
da.
quite an intro. Thank you.
That was much, much, much shorter than the last one, which was about 10 pages long. So
I like all of that. All of you worked in a lot of albums. That's very good.
He's really good at that.
Yeah.
it's called being single, people.
Been married 15 years. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, well, that's it. It means you don't have the time to research your puns.
Exactly.
And all that. But yeah, so it has been a while. 3 years. Goodness gracious me.
Yes. Yeah.
So thrilled to have you back.
Thank you. It's very nice to be back.
Awesome. Well, you've been very, very busy lately. So what have you been up to since we last dragged you through the torture chamber?
Oh my God. It's a lot. It's been, what did you say, 3 years?
Yep.
Lots. A lot of stuff. I'm doing a play right now, an old John Patrick Shanley play called Italian-American Reconciliation. I don't know if you're aware of a place called Little Island in New York. It is on the water. It's absolutely beautiful. It was built by Diane von Furstenberg and Barry Diller.
Oh, wow.
And they have an outdoor space, a gorgeous space. And we were the last show. It was an old Charles Ludlam play called Gallus, which starred Anthony Roth Costanzo, who's a brilliant opera singer, playing Gallus. And I played a part in the show, and it was fantastic. And we just closed 2 weeks ago. I was doing double duty. Now I'm just doing the play, and I have 2 more weeks of that. And then I'll have a small break. And, I'm just always busy, just always working.
Yep.
Which I love.
Yes, that's it. Well, you are legendary and in demand. Goodness gracious me.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know
Yes.
what? As long as I can work on projects that I really love, I'm very happy. And it doesn't have to be Broadway. It's just as long as I can work and be proud of what I'm doing, I'm good.
Yes, and you are being very humble there, Mary. You know how this industry works, and you know how careers fizzle out coldly in this industry.
Listen, I do know how this business works, and I haven't been on Broadway in like 5 years, and I'm not hurt by it because I'm doing projects that I love. So
Well,
it's
that's
all good.
Yeah. That's only one peak though, and that's
Yeah, no, I know, but it's the most money you can make in the theater.
Yes. That's true. Yes. Anyway, so I want to approach this as sensitively as possible. But the world recently lost a remarkable icon, William Finn.
Oh, please. This has been nothing but William Finn, Diane Keaton, Robert Redford. The one that made me sob was Jane Goodall. The list is endless of incredible icons that we have lost. I mean, just in the last 2 weeks. And yes, William Finn is huge. And I did a fair amount of memorials for him. And yeah, it's a huge loss. It's just huge. And it's just endless lately. Endless.
I'm sorry to bring it up early, Am.
No, that's okay. I mean,
Just wanted to send my condolences and love.
luckily, his work will live on and
Yes.
his stuff will live on. And they're doing the Spelling Bee off Broadway this fall. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. And yeah.
Awesome. Anthony Todd, or Tony Todd, West Bank Cafe. He was a bartender.
I probably do, but I probably need to see his face. But did he die?
Yes, he did. He became the Candy Man, the man with the hook.
The horror icon.
Yeah, he was a bartender.
Oh my God. No, I don't know anything about. Isn't that awful? I don't know.
Okay, I'll cut that out then.
No, I really don't.
Allison and he were booked to come back on this show together, and then we had to postpone it. And then he got sick and died.
Oh my God.
And so I thought you might have known him.
It's Allison Fraser?
Yes.
You're talking about Allison Fraser? So she knows him. I probably do, but I didn't know that he had I'm not a horror person, so
Yeah.
I don't know that world.
Well, he's known to us as Tony Todd, but he was known back then as Anthony. And when he was emailing me, it was as Anthony. So it was this whole surreal thing. Like, I grew up as a kid watching the Candyman.
You did?
Suddenly I'm getting emails from him, and it's like, what?
Wow.
You know, it was that sort of thing. So I wanted to pass on my condolences there, but obviously you didn't know. So I'm going to cut that whole bit out about Tony.
Okay. Sorry.
This is the one interview I'm forever going to regret not getting because of how we don't get it, you know. So I will start crying if I talk about him and William Finn anymore.
A musical I'm not yet familiar with, and Trousers, was one of your early breaks in the industry, and it was written by William Finn. Is there a stronger kinship or bond between artists and composers who gave them their first break with a workshop of a New York, and then suddenly 20 years later, you're both legendary around the world because of that piece of work? Or is that very much a case-by-case basis?
I think it's case by case.
Yeah.
In the case of Bill, I kind of grew up with Bill in a way. I met Bill when I was 19, so before I came to New York. So yeah, I guess it's a case by case thing. Sometimes, you know, when you are involved in original productions of the first productions of people who are famous, they don't always welcome your presence. Sometimes they want to forget, but that wasn't the case with Bill.
Yeah, like, so I was interested to bring this up because your relationship, obviously, with Michael, who you work with quite frequently. So we'll talk about during the musical. And we had recently on the show the great gods of theatre, Maltby and Shire, actually came on this show, would you believe? And I really wanted to ask them.
First of all, I love Richard Maltby. I don't know David Shire as well, but I know Richard, and I just love him. He's wonderful. He's a wonderful man.
Yep, I'm still buzzing.
And he is very supportive of all kinds of writers. He's a big fan of Michael Johns.
Yeah.
He's just supportive and lovely and still working and still writing, and I really adore him.
Yep.
I'm glad you had him on.
Oh, you know what? I'm still happy, joyful tears, because that's not an interview I ever thought would ever happen.
Yeah.
So it's not one I ever chased after.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out that Richard makes crossword puzzles, which I make crossword puzzles, or I made crossword puzzles. So I actually got to make them a crossword puzzle based on their work.
Oh, wow.
And their response back was that Dee Dee is going to be blowing it up and framing it on their wall.
Oh, that's so great. And I know Dee Dee as well, because I did a show with Dee Dee. She's wonderful as well. Oh, you've got to get Dee Dee on the show. Yeah, she's adorable.
That was like the ultimate compliment from them. Not just the show, coming on the show, they said lovely words about that, but the crossword, especially because Richard and I that was our personal bonding moment that
right.
You make crosswords, I make crosswords. Yeah, like barely anyone makes crosswords. So
oh my God, that's fantastic.
Mind blowing.
I think Sondheim made crosswords.
Yes, he did. And
yeah,
obviously I'll never get to have him on the show.
No.
He will never get to see his crossword that I made of his work. But yeah, it was point of bringing them up was I actually wanted to ask them about this because I know they've worked with sort of Lynn Wintersteller over the years quite a fair bit. So does that sort of change things? In Trousers especially, and the Falsetto trilogy or Marvin trilogy is so iconic. You say case by case. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the collaboration and the people, you know? I mean, I did one of the first Lynn Ahrens and Steve Flaherty shows in the city and never worked with them again. So, you know, it is case by case.
Lucky Steve.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Yes, love that show. Absolutely love that show. We did that recently, and don't listen to it, Mary, because my co-host didn't like it. Anyways, we're going to move on very, very quickly. And I thought that movie of Lucky Steve was great.
I didn't see it.
No one saw it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, speaking of something or others, we'll move on to the metal now. Have you been keeping up with your metal education since we had you on last? 3 whole years.
Well, I have to say I like a lot of music. I like a wide range of music. Metal is not something that I am listen to all the time. I did listen to the album you sent me.
Yes.
And I thought the drummer was unbelievable.
Awesome.
The drummer is incredible. And I love the woman's voice. She's got a great voice. And it was fun. And it was interesting to listen to. There were a couple of songs. I was like, ooh, that's really cool. I like that groove,
Yeah.
But metal is not, like, I don't live in metal land. So
Yep.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. But
I live there.
and you can cut the interview short if you want. But
No. I have Mary bloody Testa on my show. There's no way I'm cutting it short. I'm going to go as overtime as I possibly can without you hating me. Anyways.
No, I'm not hating you at all. I'm just being honest.
The last time, I have to bring this up because I listened back over your first episode on the show and I sound so severe. I was so serious. It's not that I wasn't having fun. It's not that I wasn't funny. It's just that I think I was so in my head about I have to do a good job for Mary and I have to do a good job for Allison that I didn't sort of allow my personality or just myself to relax and just be stupid and have a bit of fun.
Well, there you go. Now you can do that tonight.
Now I can finally actually do that. Plus, I've also done twice as many episodes since then, so I can relax a lot more.
Right, exactly.
Anyways, Dave, you're up.
We've asked you the Rockstar Writer question. So we're going to start a new ongoing question for returnees this week. If you were to headline a VH1 Broadway Divas live with 4 of your female Broadway colleagues, who are you headlining with, and what song will all 5 of you sing as the grand finale?
Oh my God. That's a very big question because I know a lot of people.
A lot of feelings are going to get hurt.
That's going to take me a minute to think about because, first of all, I don't know that I would be the person that would headline a VH1.
Well, technically, you all do, technically.
Well, I suppose I'd like to be with friends. So, I would say Allison and I would say Eden Espinosa, who's a friend. All right. So Allison and Eden and Bonnie Milligan and I need one more person, right?
Yeah.
A friend of mine who's not working anymore, she lives in England now, but Judy Blazer, who is a stunning performer. So I would say the 4 of us, and I would do some sort of really mashed up version of Rodgers and Hammerstein, Rodgers and Hart, and Cole Porter.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
How's that?
I can hear the fanboys out there squealing right now.
But it would have to be like a very different kind of, it couldn't be, middle of the road. It would have to be really intensely different. But those would be the writers that I would choose for a VH1.
None of that. What's that Baker's Wife song? That really long one?
It's about a bird, right? It's
a lark, something morning lark. Is that it?
Meadowlark.
Meadowlark.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
No,
we don't need that, and we don't need I Dream to Dream.
Although that's an interesting song. I just recently worked on a new review. It was just to work on it for Stephen Schwartz. It was a friend of mine who was putting it together to show Stephen Schwartz. So maybe a new review of his material to license and do like all over the country with orchestras and stuff. I was just working on it. It's not that I'm going to do it in the future, but and Meadowlark was one of the songs which I didn't really know. But it is lovely, Meadowlark. It's a lovely story.
Everyone does it.
I have never done it. And they're doing that show this fall at CSC. So
awesome. Oh, good. I would like to say old but new work. Does that make sense? Like some
just revivals.
I don't want to say forgotten work either, but underappreciated revivals is what I personally want to see.
You should interview Stephen. He's a great guy. He's really another man who is like Richard. He's very supportive of writers and he is really kind and lovely. And, that would be a good interview for you to have as well.
I've actually applied for him and I got a yes for the future. And that was 4 years ago.
Oh, well, maybe try again. Although he's opening a show right now. So maybe not right now.
Yeah, I've tried every year since, and I've gotten, not just yet, but don't worry, new music's on the way. And I'm like, I appreciate the new music, but I really want to interview him. I want to do one of those introductions, like the normal long one, for Stephen Schwartz. And I would have loved to have done it for William Finn, obviously. Stephen Sondheim. Imagine Stephen Sondheim getting one of these ridiculous pun-filled introductions. Like, goodness gracious.
He'd probably like it.
I probably would have gotten one of these letters that everyone else got. And I didn't get.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, we're going to move on now because this week Dave chose the album and he chose Daedric's Mortal.
Yes.
I've reviewed it this week.
I'm excited to hear.
Yes, because we had a couple of choices, and I thought, well, the other one had the same title as a movie, so I thought we'll do this one instead, because going over a waterfall does make you kind of mortal for a lot of these people that did.
Yes.
Anyway, so when I first was given Daedric, I misread it because that's what I was filled with. And upon realizing it is Daedric, I wasn't sure how it was pronounced. So I pounced on Spotify and was met with my expectations as gra 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 began. Great. Hopefully I can avoid it all as lead clean singer Kristen Hopes' vocals wisp through among the murky. And whilst her vocals are slightly Gwen Stephanic, she adds an angelic quality, which sadly the lyrics do not take much risk upon. Happily, the song flies by and we land on Titan. Hopefully this song will be a gas and not eclipsed by Uranus. Oh wait, it's Jupiter's moon. Damn, that joke fell like me on my anus. Anyways, my hope's rising like a new moon and Hope's clean vocals take center stage. And whilst this is a clear candidate for crossover radio friendliness, it does feel a little overproduced and full, which only allows Hope's wailing to sail across the water, not above it. Wretched began with an almost disco dancey vibe that feels more experimental than the first two tracks, while still remaining radio friendly. Lyrically, I fear the album doesn't raise much of an eyebrow, even if the music across Alchemy, Sepulchre, Cold Harbor, Only, and even Wretched does in moments. The lyrics feel a little undercooked, perhaps giving us a taste without a full bite. There's slices of, but if she knows what's inside you makes you bleed, perhaps the slices are internal and I'm just not digesting this properly. The album isn't bad at all. In fact, it strangely has gotten more and more listenable upon my third, fourth, even my 10th listen just last night. It's certainly easy listening despite the flourishes of gra gra gra, but it never quite allows itself to breathe without falling into typical tropes and overproduction. The potential is there. Nason brings a ballad opening, but again falls back on what we've heard before. Nern turns a Kerner and burns the Durnsfleur. The influences are there, and urge to experiment is there, but also what is super strong is a need to please us as the listener, and they would have been better off not doing that, pleasing themselves instead. So whilst yes, it's listenable, it's enjoyable, it's well played, it's a letdown by its own cautions and hesitations, and ironically, I found myself wanting more grug along with more experimenting and less radio friendly. I've never done this before. 3 3/4. So I couldn't quite give it a 4 stars because they're great musicians. She's got a terrific voice. I just thought it just fell back on being a little bit too overproduced and too vanilla when it came to the lyrics. So easy listening, but not one I would go back to. So Mary, what did you think?
I thought there was some really good musicianship on some of those songs. Like I said, I thought the drummer was excellent. So yeah, I mean, I guess I agree with you in some ways. And I liked her voice, as I said. But metal, like when it gets too gra, I stop listening.
Yeah, and look, I'm exactly the same, but I think there was just so much. I don't want to say vanilla because I know that's offensive. There was so much of.
Call it vanilla. I wouldn't call it vanilla, but it just, I don't know. Have we hurt your feelings, Dave?
Oh, no. I'm just listening. I'm a huge fan of the album. I tend to listen to it before I'm going to go play D&D. I love that it has a strong fantasy element to it. The band itself is drawing inspiration from the Elder Scrolls video games, which I am a fan of. I love her voice. I love it when I find a really great metal band that has a female singer. I don't think that there are enough that get enough attention in the metal industry.
Yep, agreed.
That's true. There's very few women voices. Yeah.
Especially some that can really hit those deep notes like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always really cool to see. I highly recommend if you get a chance to see some of their like music videos and things like that, like the artistry that she puts into like the whole fantasy element. There's one where she's literally just carrying a sword through almost the whole video. It's very cool.
Nice.
Look, I agree she had a great voice. I just feel like too often it ran the risk of being drowned out by the music, which was too full. If they strip away, I say this all the time about the musicals. I don't often say this about the metal bands. If they strip away a couple of instruments here or there and instead of playing everything all at once, it would have allowed those moments for her voice to soar above the waters, not skim them. The potential is there, 100%. I think they were hesitant, and I felt that in the album. Felt that lyrically because I didn't feel the fantasy at all. Any fantasy. I'm kind of roughly familiar with Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm just a big nerd here.
Elder Scrolls we've got. I don't think I've ever played it.
I've never played it either, and I don't even know what it is, but that's okay. You know.
But even then, that shouldn't matter because there should be, especially in this genre, we should be still told stories. We should still be given an emotion and a feeling. That was very one note for me.
Okay, there you are.
Potential was there. Potential was there. But
Yeah.
no, it just, yeah, I don't know.
How do you say the band's name again?
Yeah, do you say the bloody
Daedric, I think.
Daedric.
As I recall,
Okay.
I think that's how it was said in the video game. Daedric.
Daedric. Okay.
I think that's how I've been saying it. So I'm going to feel like a real fool if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're right.
I would like to hear more from them because each time I listened to this album, it got more listenable. The first listen, I was like, this is a bit, I don't know. It got more palatable the more I listened to it. And I think that might have been a hindrance in that it plateaued in that sense. There was nothing that really jumped out at me that I need to put this on my playlist or this is a major hit for the radio. It was radio friendly.
Yeah. They don't even play metal that much. I mean, I don't know of any radio stations that play metal like nonstop anymore. Do you?
No.
No, not really.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's usually just, top 100 hits.
Yeah.
Occasionally when I'm driving, I like to find a rap station because I do like rap, especially if it's creative. Like I'm really loving that woman Ray.
Yeah.
Her new song, Where's My Husband, is intense rap. It's so good. But, radio stations don't play a variety of stuff anymore. They just play sort of the middle of the road stuff that, most people want to hear. But I don't know. And the only time I know this is when I'm driving because that's when I put a radio on,
Most of them are automated these days anyway.
Yeah.
I think we've gone past the age of like DJs and stuff, unfortunately, which I think we really lose something when it's just the automated. As much as I love making playlists on Spotify.
Yeah, but I think so too. I mean, everything is different and everything is homogenized. And, the extremes are not paid attention to, and metal's not paid attention to that much, and alternative is not really paid attention to that much either. So, it's interesting. The cuts to public radio, there's going to be less and less. So it's just a dumbed down version of the world, which like some of these people want, which is really offensive. But
yeah,
agreed.
Yeah.
And there used to be a thing sitting around the wireless.
Yeah.
Because I just aged myself calling it a wireless. Are you even that old, Dave? Goodness me.
I have seen a movie or two.
You've seen a movie or two.
Thank you for making me feel young because I am going to 38 next month.
Oh my God. Shut up.
You said it for me.
I will have 8-year-old twins then because their birthday's the day before mine. And they keep making jokes about me being old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. So just, relax. And they're 8. So, come on.
1 month left of a 15-year-old. And he's going to be 16 soon. And then soon enough, he's going to be bloody 18.
You have a child too?
I raised my nephew. We've raised him since he was 5 months. So he's pretty much my son. So yeah we're going to have a 16-year-old running around the house.
That's crazy.
Oh, God.
That's how you'll know everything that's going on though, because the kids know everything.
Yeah, well, he already does.
I think mine speak only in memes at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This album, let's get back on track. This album was pretty good. I don't think it was great, but I do think they have the potential to be great if they throw their balls at the wall and just go all in and stop trying to please us, please themselves, please their artistic instincts, because that didn't come through for me. It did in moments. At the start, I think it was the start of Only, but then it just, again, it falls back on vanilla.
I wonder if that was the song I responded to the most. I actually don't remember what it was called now.
Yep.
But there was one that had like a whole different vibe to it. And I was like, ooh, that's very pretty.
Actually that was the one that started off as a ballad, didn't it? I did comment on it. Oh, I can't even remember. I'll ADR it in. I'll do like a different voice, like Troy McClure.
Yeah.
Dawnbreaker, I think, is my favorite on there. That's the one I listen to get pumped for stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, it looks like Daedric is mortal after all. So we'll be back after an ad break.
Hello there, my name is Caroline Sheen, and I've just started an exciting new podcast called Talk Musicals to Me, where I'll be sitting down with some of the biggest names and industry players in musical theatre, including Olivier and Tony Award winners, West End and Broadway icons, and celebrated composers, as they discuss the musicals that have resonated most with them, both professionally and personally, sharing their most cherished musical memories. Join me on this journey through the fantastic musical theatre world and the people who inhabit it. And here is an exclusive sneak peek. Our guest today is the incredible Adam Gettle, Tony Award-winning composer-lyricist of wonderful musicals, The Light in the Piazza, Floyd Collins, Myths and Hymns, and last year, Days of Wine and Roses. I had the absolute pleasure to work with Adam on The Light in the Piazza when it had its European premiere in Leicester Curve back in 2009, I think. And it is an absolute joy and honour to have you here. Hello, Adam.
Hello, my dear. What fun, and thanks for having me.
I'm absolutely thrilled. And we are going to crack on with the next few questions, Adam, if that's okay.
Wonderful.
Which musical do you think should be compulsory in schools for kids to take part in, and in whatever capacity, not necessarily on stage?
I would avoid anything compulsory when it comes to the art form that you and I love, because that's a sure way to at least postpone a person's loving it, you know.
That's true. That's true.
I think the thing that I would want young people to take away from participating in a musical when they're young or having seen one is when a musical is good, it's a good musical to begin with. And then when it's lifted up onto the stage, well, it can give you a feeling you don't get from anything else. It's something to do with the sort of deeply sort of profound molecular sort of changes that happen. There's something gets pushed around inside of us and reconfigured with a great score and a great book, you know, and decent direction that takes us through a story in that way where we can ensconce ourselves completely and take the proscenium and sort of pull it around our heads and live in the story. To me, that's what we want them to take away with them, that such a thing is possible. Of course, it's also possible with movies in a slightly different way. But to cite a specific show, I mean, I would want the score to be a really exciting score for whatever young person. And if it's Hamilton, that's great, you know. Also, you know, and my shows generally don't always fall into this because sometimes they're a bit too sort of involved in terms of the vocal lines and stuff. But, you know, I want people to, especially young people, have silver in their pocket when they leave a theater or they leave the experience. They have melodies jangling around, lines that have always struck them very personally that they've kept with them, you know, like in a locket, you know.
This will lead on to this next question, actually. My husband actually remembers you talking about silver in your pocket. He went, I wonder if he'll say that, because it was such a great thing to say. And it's actually really useful for the next question, because is there a musical that you feel you walked out of with the most silver in your pocket, feeling changed or altered? Or did you feel like you'd live your life in a slightly different way after seeing it, you know?
Oh, well, certainly Sweeney Todd. And I was 14, so I was already like nearly analyzing stuff. And the silver I had was not just that momentous and unforgettable score, but also the milieu, the vocabulary physically that Hal came up with his wonderful designer, but also just the way that the form was using music to really delineate character and push the story forward. So that would be a huge one. But well before that, Turn of the Screw by Britten, you know, really moved by. I was in that. And it's hard for me to choose, you know, what's the most silver in the pocket, but I have so much from Fiddler and so much from West Side and shows that are less known. You know, we just carry it around. We have our sort of unnamed kind of tacit Rolodex, you know, in our minds and in our hearts, and also the ache in our heart and in our throat to do well in the form, to use it at that level, to get to that level with it. And that's also a kind of, it's an energy cell, you know?
Yeah. You know, you talk about Fiddler there. I think that the opening number of that show is utterly brilliant. And the way it introduces character, culture, religion, tradition.
Absolutely, 100%. And even before the opening number, I think it's Joe Stein. Is that who?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
But anyway, the very first monologue, which begins the show before the number.
Yes.
It's one of the best things ever written in the theater because it perfectly lifts the story up for us to participate in. It's a fabulous sort of spiritual roadmap as well as narrative.
I love that. So the silver in your pocket coming out, especially with ticket prices these days. If you come out with something that you've learned along the way, some kind of bonus.
You better come out with something.
Exactly.
And we're back with Thrush and Treasure. I'm Aaron, that's Dave the New Kid, and we're joined by greatness because we're joined by the queen of the mystifying performances, Mary Testa.
Hello.
Now, if the performing arts had an Olympics for amateur artists, which discipline would you compete at to win gold? And which discipline would you want to watch people compete at? So an amateur Olympics for the arts. So what would you compete at? And what would you want to watch people compete at?
Well, these questions they're not easy tonight.
Nope.
I would compete at making sense of Trump. I would compete.
Making sense of Trump.
No, I wouldn't even attempt. No.
We tried to over here and we have no clue.
That's a waste of energy. I don't know, like doing lost works. I just recently did a reading of Ionesco's Rhinoceros. It's not done very often. It's a very interesting play. So like I would compete in doing things that people have forgotten about, say.
Yeah.
And then to watch other people, I would love to watch other people just improv.
Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, wonderful. Oh, shout out to Jonathan, one of our co-hosts. And Jonathan actually works at Second City in Brooklyn.
Oh, well, there you go. That's what they do at Second City. They do improv and create shows and stuff, which is great. Yeah.
So to our listeners, if you're in the area, go down there and check out Jonathan.
When was the last time you were out in public and were desperate to break out into song, to sing your feelings, joy or frustrations, anything like that?
That's not part of my makeup.
Yeah.
No, I love to perform music. I love to do that stuff, but I choose to do that when I'm hired to do something and when
you're getting paid.
Yeah, when I'm getting paid. I don't I don't have that gene. A lot of people do. I don't.
Oh, I do.
I do.
I do so desperately all the time.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just went to an opening night party of the show I was doing, and there was a piano player, and one of my castmates is a wedding singer. She's a singer as well, and I was just like, "Go sing." But I would never get up and sing at a cast party ever.
Not even karaoke?
No. I've done it. I did it once, but no.
Yep.
I sang at a cast party recently.
You did?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm not judging anybody who does it. I'm just saying it's not part of how I am.
It's Naomi Campbell won't get out of bed for less than $1 million.
Well, no, I don't have that same thing, but I don't know. I just don't.
No, it's work. It's work. I get it because there are gay gynecologists out there. So, anyways, we're gonna move on.
What? What?
Well, just about in terms of not taking the work home. That's all.
Yeah,
There are so many gay gynecologists out there. But
yeah.
And just speaking of karaoke and performing and stuff like that, I once performed in front of 3,000 people and did Eminem a rap.
Ooh.
I know, right?
How'd it go?
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous because I couldn't get the mic on the mic stand because it was too, I'm weak and don't know what I'm doing. So I'd sort of just okay, I'm going to walk away from this now, and just walked around in circles the whole time because they were my whole movements and stuff like that. I didn't know what I was doing.
Don't you just think that's like an incredible art form, though, to be able to...
Oh, yeah.
Somebody like Eminem, to be able to just get up and rap a song.
Yes.
And just make it up on the spot. I mean, that's intense to me. I think that's incredible. I just think that's amazing. That's an amazing skill. It's like, to me, it's like scatting. I can riff, but I am not a scatter. And I am always amazed at people who are incredible scatters, because that's a whole other art form as well.
Yeah. It's like beatboxing. There's something they got to do with the tongue that just constantly is going. And no, I can't do it either.
It's an amazing skill.
I'll stick to karaoke.
Yeah. I trip over my own tongue when I try to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to, I have no segue. Oh my God. Speaking of tripping over my own tongue, now let's move on to the musical now. And we're going to do Queen of the Mist.
Okay.
Which is a star-making turn. Oh, you're already a star, obviously, before that. And don't argue with me on that one, Mary, because this musical is all you, and it is... Oh, obviously, you've got this incredible cast behind you with past guest Julia Murney.
Yes, Julia, who's wonderful. We just did it again, but not with the original cast. We just did it last February in a concert version.
Oh, wonderful.
For 5 performances at this beautiful theater in New Jersey. It was this This man named Wiley Haslam runs this thing called Peak Performances. So we did 5 performances of Queen of the Mist. And I mean, the original Queen of the Mist was like 15 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. It was a while ago. And I was slightly nervous because I was like, can I sing this still? And I tore it up. So I was very proud of myself.
Oh,
I'm not
awesome.
surprised at all.
Oh, well, thanks. It's a heavy singing load, the Queen of the Mist. And yeah, no, it was great. It was great to revisit it. It was really great.
Awesome. Well, Dave's reviewed it this week because he's brand new to the show.
Oh, is that right? Uh-oh. Okay.
Yes, he doesn't know too many musicals, and so far we started off with an original Australian musical.
Which you reviewed and I did the metal
He
instead.
didn't have to because we had the composer there. So let's not do that to him on his first episode of all the things to start off with. And now we're doing Queen of the Mist.
Wow.
So Dave, please do not offend Mary.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So I am still learning about musicals. I myself have only had a bit part in one musical in my stage career, of what career there is. And so I'm learning as I go, as we do this show. It's part of why I'm here, is because I know a lot more about metal than I do about musicals. So this is like a whole world opening up to me. So I will say, listening to Queen of the Mist, the opening song does a great job of transporting me to this time and place. It just really took me straight in. And the first thing I noticed about these songs is that, unlike many times where I've had to listen to an album of a musical, this one was almost like a radio play in many ways. So much of the story was being communicated directly through the songs that was very different for me from what I'm used to. When I often feel like when I've listened to an album from a musical, I'm missing so much from the stage. This was more fluid, if that makes sense. So I don't feel like I'm missing quite as much by only hearing the songs and not seeing the live production. Obviously, seeing the live production would be even more amazing. I definitely believe that there is greatness in her, despite what the townsfolk say.
Yeah.
I relate to her troubles, even if I myself am one of those bovine creatures. Your voice is just, it exquisitely embodies the character.
Oh, thank you so much.
There's this interesting balance between vulnerability and this kind of hardiness that's communicated even when you belt. It just comes straight through. I love that carrying me through the entire show. And personally, as someone who gets depressed a lot, I quite identify with a character who wants to bathe 3 times a day. And the term complacency breeds fear. I feel my death in here is such a powerful line.
Yeah.
It just hit me like a gut punch. And I understand that there are implied blinders to her self-determination, but I still can't help but be taken in by it, like as many of the people are in the story. And this is likely through the strength of your voice, both sonically and emotionally. It's just so powerful. As a claustrophobic, Glorious Devil is just full of nightmare fuel for me, but still a very beautiful piece. But as I'm listening to it, I was starting to get like, ooh, the whole time. Barrel Song may be the first time I've gotten excited by math. As someone who struggles with that was really fun.
Ah, yes, yes.
The way you lay it out through the whole song was just really cool. It was almost like getting ready for like a heist movie. I really liked that.
Oh, cool.
I said, note to self, Cradle or Coffin is a good name for a metal band.
Yes, it is actually. Yes.
I think it says a lot about the character that her agent thinks that she's trying to be slick with him and he's trying to put the brakes on the whole thing. I thought that was a really interesting reversal, atypical of what you see in stories like that. I do believe if I took a little walk with her, she could probably talk me into any scheme. And I think I'm going to try to start each day by looking in the mirror and saying, I'm a phenomenon. I loved that line. I'm going to keep that one for me. And I wrote here, imagine having to wait through an intermission after she goes over the falls. That must have been intense. The reversal of her relationship with the manager in Quintessential Hero, it hits like a truck. It just barreled right through me. The second act really carries through that idea of cradle versus grave again. Really seeing that theme come through was really cool. And it might be my imagination, but your voice sounds a little different in the second act. There's like a weight to it. In a really lovely way. There's an emotion to it that just weighs heavily. It's a wonderful arc. Like, I find it so interesting that your voice arcs with the character through the show. I was not prepared for $1 Million Mama. That was a lot.
Yeah, I don't think any of us were. I don't think my neighbors were.
Yeah, that was great. Her efforts to capitalize are heart-wrenching, and every note of it is carried through by your voice. And that opening greatness in me line at the beginning of Postcards, I got choked up. Such a tragic ending, but beautifully communicated through the songs. And there's such a complex mixture of strength, pride, vulnerability, and tragedy in your performance. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Thank you so much. That's a lovely, lovely review. And the thing that you have to remember about this is an actual true story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is based on a woman who did this. This was, of course, Michael John, and Cradle or Coffin is Michael John. You know, this is the brilliance of Michael John and his lyrics and his music. But this woman actually existed and did did this and died a pauper and has a pauper's grave, and that to me, and I tear up talking about this show because it was an incredible role for me that I understood completely, and I really appreciate your review. Thank you very much.
It was my pleasure listening to it.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to Anne. It's her birthday today. This will air on October 24th.
Wow, that's incredible.
And it's Anna Edson Taylor's birthday
today on October 24th.
Yes.
As we drop this episode. So
wow, that's amazing. Oh, that's even better.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought let's line it up for that. And so that's why it's an extra celebratory episode, because this was an amazing woman. Completely crazy to want to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. What goodness gracious me. But she did it, and she was an absolute remarkable woman. And then her life fell apart. Like, she died poor. She was basically begging for money, and
it was a pauper. Died a pauper. Everything that she wanted to be remembered. She wanted to do something, and she was brilliant enough to be able to do it. But, she was a grifter, basically, and not, anyone was interested in knowing, because she was a woman, first of all, and because she was a strong woman. She was not an easy woman. And that's, again, one of the things that drew me to it as well. And the fact that Michael John wrote it for me is like one of the highlights of my life and my career.
It really shows that it was written for you, because it plays to every single strength of your style, of your singing, of everything that you bring to every role that I've ever heard you sing.
Oh, you're very sweet.
One thing I've never heard, because, I may have watched a bootleg, but I have never actually seen or heard you act, apart from, I think, Mrs. Maisel, when you're on that show.
I love that show.
Ah, yeah.
This time I actually got to hear you act.
Yeah. There's so much dialogue on the album so that you get, what exactly is going on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
There was a couple of moments, your delivery just broke my heart because of just how fragile it came across. Even if you were being strong, I still heard that fragile woman that you were playing, because she was poor, and her life was falling apart, especially in that second act there. And her manager ran off with the barrel, and that's what this whole $1 Million Mama thing's about, which, yes, the language in that did come out of nowhere. My two favorite words. Yes, I was absolutely happy to hear them. But they did come out of nowhere. What I loved about this was it was a classical musical with a modern sensibility, in that it did tell a story. It didn't just stop the story to tell us their thoughts and, I'm in love and I'm going to sing about being in love. It progressed the story, I guess, in a way that probably meant that there was no real sort of song that you could take out and put on the radio there, but that doesn't mean there wasn't standout tracks.
I think there is. There's a song called, it's not her song, it's the manager's song called On the Other Side. That's a beautiful song that you could do.
Okay, yeah.
Good song.
Okay, I'll stand corrected.
The thing that's the best thing about this show, there's a lot of things in my mind that are great, but what's great is that it's written for a woman who is 50 plus, who is the lead.
Yes.
And that is very rare. And it has been done 2 other times now, in Chicago and in England. I would normally, even though I'm not proprietary about things, but, when you create something and then somebody else does it, you have a moment of but I am thrilled that other women got to do this, because it's an incredible role.
Yeah.
And to have other women get to experience it made me very happy.
That must be a really interesting feeling to have someone else play a role that you embodied so completely.
Yes, it is. And I had a moment of I don't know but it's wonderful. It's wonderful that other women got to experience it. And the woman that played it in Chicago, got in touch with me and was very sweet. And I don't know the woman that played it in England, but, I was just really happy that other women got to. And I hope that it's done in other places, because it's, it's very easy to do it. It's not anything that needs, we didn't have a barrel. We didn't have any of that stuff. It's, you can create the world without much.
Yeah.
So, it would be wonderful if it's done more around the country and around the world.
And in Australia, goodness gracious me, Melbourne specifically, but it will
totally.
go to Hayes in Sydney. I just want to throw in there that it was a female lead character over 50, and the story not being about her children. which is not
Right.
shade on Gypsy.
Mhm.
Gypsy is one of the
No.
greatest musicals ever written. However, so many of those musicals are usually just love stories or they're about being a mother. This one wasn't.
Yeah.
I loved that. One thing I also loved is I mentioned before the Maltby and Shy crossword that I did, which is right here.
Wow.
One of the clues in there is Julia Murney.
Uh-huh.
And another clue is Stanley Bahoric,
Oh.
if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, you are.
Yes, because I put it in the clue and then I was listening to the album and I looked at the track listing and saw his name and I was like, whoa, that's tricky because I literally just put him in a crossword.
That's crazy. I love that. Stanley's great.
Goodness gracious me. So anyways, I thought that was awesome. Okay, now one thing I really want to hear, Robbie Roselle, if you're listening, please call me after listening to this. I want to hear $1 Million Mama done as a mashup with Funny Honey from Chicago. So you have one singing one and one singing the other. And if you overlay those two songs, you can have one coming in after another. I promise you those two would work so perfectly together. And I know this because I listened to one and I sung along to the other one.
That's cool.
And then I put the other one on and I sung along to that.
I
And
love that.
depending on when you're coming in, you'd have to take out the foul language, obviously, because that wouldn't
Why?
necessarily. Well, I guess you could.
I'll leave it in.
But have a male and a female doing that, even if you gender swap the songs or whatever it is. They're two different songs that will complement each other if done as a mashup.
Like mashups, which I love. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
So that was another note. But yeah, no, I absolutely loved this. As I say, it highlighted everything that you bring to this industry and bring to this world and everything that we love about you. And yes, no, it wasn't bogged down by children. Whilst yes, it was a bit of love story. It was more of an anti-love story, I guess, in a way, because it doesn't really have that romantic happy ending that you'd come to expect.
I mean, I think there's a love story with the manager, but it's not a physical love story.
No.
It's sort of a meeting of the characters. You know what I mean? I think there is sort of a love story, which is why she's so disappointed when he doesn't come through for her, which is why it breaks her heart when he leaves her and he's not there when she crosses, even though he promises he will be. He'll be the first person she sees and he's not there.
Yeah.
Well, that line broke my heart.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And the original cast is spectacular and all friends. And then we got to do it again, as I said, in last February. And it was a whole new group of people. Michael John did not want to do like a reunion. He wanted it to be a new thing. So it was a whole different group of people. And it was wonderful and different and also great people that are fantastic. So that was a wonderful thing as well.
Please bring it to Australia. Just one last thing I want to throw in there. I loved the end of it when we're finding about other people who followed in Anne's footsteps. And one of them, they found just the arm with a tattoo of her on it.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah.
I laughed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was the one who successfully went over, but then they didn't promote her at all. They promoted men who went over, so.
That's.
I'm going to start asking the theaters here in town and see if someone will put one together.
That would be great.
Yeah. Someone you'll put on a wig and play the part.
I don't want to do any more wig shows. Oh.
Anyways, it looks like we're going to miss the Queen, so we'll be back after an ad break. G'day, listeners. Aaron here. While we've been off on hiatus, I haven't actually been taking a break. I've released a new book lately, so I thought I should probably plug it in this commercial break. So if you yourself or anyone you know is a budding artist or just likes to doodle when they're on the phone, I've actually released a book that's filled with 150 drawing activities, but also it has 150 drawing challenges to go along with it. So there's 160 pages and 300 drawing challenges all up. So it's just a fun little book that I decided to put together and put online for people to buy. And it's been tested out, and the people who tested it out said it was lots of fun. So if you're listening to this and want to help support our network, please go to www.thetonistantales.com/bookstore. Now, if you look at the link below, you'll see a link to that, and you can use the code TNT20 to get 20% off. So that's pretty awesome. So I'd really appreciate it if you could help our network stay afloat and buy my latest book, which I haven't even mentioned the name. It is called Art for My Sake, and it is all about drawing and doodling and being challenged along the way. So yes, anyways, back to the episode. And we're back with Russian Treasure. I'm Aaron, that's Dave the New Kid, and we're joined by Mary Testa. Now, you do lots of things incredibly well, but what's one normal, everyday thing which you're terrible at that everybody else can do perfectly well?
Technology.
Technology? Yep, awesome.
Computery stuff. I mean, I don't have a computer anymore. I just have an iPad. But I have somebody who does my Instagram because I wouldn't do it if I didn't. But like, I don't even know how to tag people. That's how bad I am. So, so it's technology.
Yep, no, look, that's okay. Alison Fraser taught me how to use Zoom.
Yeah, because she's very good at it. I like Zoom. No, I like Zoom very much. But I mean, just some people, like if I look something up on my phone, if I say to somebody, oh, let me look this up. It takes me like 20 minutes. Somebody else is like, oh, it's this. You know what I mean? It's like they're instant. I am not. So that's what I'm bad at. I'm really good at a lot of things, but I'm bad at that. And I don't really care.
I get that.
Not really. I don't care to get better. I'm good. I like to have people do it for me. It's fine.
Anyways, Dave.
If you could replace a long-running Broadway production with one of your favorite musicals, which is gone and which takes its place?
Let's see. What is gone? Long-running musicals. Well, a lot of them have closed.
Yep. We've got Hamilton.
Like Phantom of the Opera. Well, Hamilton, everybody loves that show, so I wouldn't say that. But
Chicago, The Lion King.
Chicago and Lion King are definitely entertaining shows. Chicago is great because it's so relevant always. Chicago is always relevant. And Lion King is pretty to look at. I finally saw Lion King because I worked with the guy who played Scar on a reading, and I saw the 25th anniversary. I had never seen it. And he was like, "You've never seen?" And he bought me a ticket to go. So I was appreciative of that. And there's some really magical things in Lion King. There's also some really big holes, but whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't close Lion King. What would I close?
Yeah.
Like Phantom of the Opera, although that's back now, apparently, and it's called
Yeah.
Masquerade.
An immersive production.
Yeah, those kind of things I would close. I would bring back, like, Michael John's show. I would bring back Marie Christine, although, people don't want to see... People don't want to see anything that makes them really have to work. They just want to be entertained, which really annoys me. I feel this way about Michael John stuff. You have to sit forward, and it's not always easy, which I love. But most people that go to Broadway want to just have entertainment thrown at them. And I am not a big fan of that. I mean, it has its place. It totally has its place, but it's not what I choose to see. I like seeing things that are difficult.
You like being challenged.
Yeah, I like that, I have to sit forward and figure things out, or it makes me feel something. These shows that are based just on entertainment, it doesn't make me feel anything. It just is fun or whatever. So I guess I would replace it with a Michael John show. But, that Phantom of the Opera proper is not running anymore. It's a different thing. So
Wicked. We can close Wicked.
Yeah, Wicked, the teenage girls love Wicked and their mothers.
They do.
Yeah, that'll run forever, that show.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because I did it. A long time, like, I don't know, 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
You played Madame Morrible.
Yeah. Oh my God. They pay really well. And, it's fun to do a big blockbuster like that.
Yeah.
I would love to see you as Madame Morrible.
Oh, thanks. There's been a million Madame Morribles.
Yeah, there has been. There's bootlegs.
Yeah,
A million bootlegs of every cast.
Yeah, totally.
I've actually found it quite cold because it was so just cookie cutter. I didn't find any warmth in that show at all, and I was disappointed. Then I saw the movie. That's got warmth.
I didn't see the movie. It's all good.
Have there been any parts you've played where your initial reaction was that you didn't feel right for the part, despite the director's belief in you? And if so, when was the turning point? Or do you only submit for roles you're fully confident in?
No. I'm pretty confident in my abilities. There hasn't been anything. There was a play once I did. It was called The Wax. It was off Broadway at Playwrights Horizons. And I wasn't a lesbian, but I had to have a kissing scene with a woman. And they were like best friends, and they end up making out on a bed. And I had a very hard time. I said to the director, "I'm really wooden. I'm sorry." It was like a hard time for me. But that was about it. Other than that, the character was easy for me. So I've never really experienced where I didn't think I could do something and then I did. Usually I'm good. I'm in the world.
Kissing scenes are tough.
That one was like, Oh my God. It was set in a hotel, so there were beds. And anytime the director would give us note sessions, I always fell asleep on one of the beds. I would always fall asleep during his note sessions. I don't think he held it against me. I did work with him again, but still.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
That's funny.
What's been your most embarrassing stage door experience?
You're asking me questions that I kind of can't answer tonight. Like, I haven't had any embarrassing stage door thing. Oh, you know what? Like when people say stupid things and
Yeah.
you're just trying to be kind.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, "Oh my God, you're so much prettier than you are on stage."
Oh, that's
You know.
that's not.
Ooh.
Yeah, or you're so much younger. You look so old on stage.
No.
Or, just stupid things
Ow.
like that.
No, that's I'm part of my language. That's that is.
No, I've had a lot of that my entire career.
No, that's
And you don't want to, you have to be kind. You know what I mean? Because people are, so you just kind of go, okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. So I've had a lot of that. So I don't know that that's embarrassing, but it's annoying,
I recently got how did you remembered all those lines on stage? That must have been so hard. And that's not a great compliment.
No, people say that stuff too. How do you remember all your lines? It's just dumb. But you just have to let those things kind of go. You can't put somebody in their place for saying stuff like that.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah, you just have to smile.
Our theater has after we finish the show, we go into the lobby and we greet and thank everybody in the audience. And so it's always kind of hit and miss with people shaking your hand, telling you did a great job. And then occasionally people just giving you a look like they did not enjoy it.
Yeah, you just have to let it go. It's crazy. It's crazy. So not really embarrassing. I haven't had any embarrassing things at stage door, but just that kind of stuff.
awkward. That counts.
Yeah. Totally.
Are you much of a corpser? Do you break a lot?
No.
Laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On stage.
No. No, it's hard to break me. I don't break.
Yeah. Oh, challenge accepted for all your co-stars out there.
Now, there have been times when I've been with casts where we are so enjoying each other, like we're real simpatico.
Yep.
And we have like sort of lost it as a cast on stage. But for the most part, I don't break easy.
I have in every single show I've done out there. I tell you what, once I get the giggles, once I get it, it will not stop. And I'll have my be like this on stage, just covering my mouth because I cannot stop laughing.
In our current show, there's a bit where they throw water in each other's faces, and it's been real close on some. They hit our lead actresses. They hit her right in the mouth, and it poured right out of her mouth.
Oh dear!
And everyone just had to don't break.
The water hit her in the mouth, not the glass.
Yeah. No, the water. Although she did hit a co-star in the lip with a cup at one point during rehearsals.
Yeah.
Oh, poor girl. But everyone held it together. So professional.
So if that happens to me on stage, I'm gone. No, I will not. And I will be convulsing on stage because I'm trying to hold in that laughter. But no, it's not going anywhere. It just has to come out.
Yeah, that's so much fun though. When the whole cast break, that just is so much fun.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened a lot when you have fun people.
Deeper question now. How was your relationship with quote unquote the ego changed, or how has it changed since you first started out compared to now? As in your own ego and dealing with that, and other people's egos and dealing with them in this industry.
I'm fairly old now, and I'm starting to really understand that ego is really not a true representation of who anybody is as an artist, and that the ego thing, I just had a conversation with someone, I won't mention names, but a friend who's passed quite a while ago, a wonderful singer, actor, and this guy that is trying to keep her memory alive and her stuff alive said, I had dinner with him, and he was like, she said she just wants to be remembered. And I said to him, I find that uncomfortable because why? If you just do your work and just enjoy what you do, what is the point of after you're gone, people remembering you? I don't get it. I don't understand that. It's just to me, that's an ego-driven, ego-centric thing to say. Why? So why? So, I'm learning that it's not really what you should lead with. And, show business is show business. I was just having a conversation, as a matter of fact, today with Michael John, text-wise, about this woman was talking about Diane Keaton. And she was saying, I met her once and she was intimidated by me. And I'm like, what? Why wouldn't Diane Keaton be intimidated by you? But it's like people just want to be relevant and they just want you to know that they are close to fame. To me, it's such a silly thing.
Yeah.
It's very silly.
Yeah, no.
It's like wanting autographs. Why? What are you going to do with that? What's the point?
I get that because I don't collect autographs myself. However, I will get anyone I've made a crossword on. If I can get like Maltby and Shire to sign this.
Well, of course. No, I understand that.
That's my work.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the people that wait at stage doors so that you can sign the program, I don't know. To me, it's not anything I've ever wanted. I don't understand it. But, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying it's not anything I would do.
I don't think I've ever asked for an autograph from any time I've like run into a famous person. I met character actor Frank Collison at a Panera Bread in Santa Fe once, and I assured him like I'm not gonna ask for a picture or anything. Like I like your stuff. And then he helped me wrangle my kids when they crawled under his table. This is when they were toddlers. He was a lovely man. He seems like a really cool guy, and he was so lovely when I met him.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? That's nice. Yeah, see. I don't know. Just stardom is a weird thing. It's not for me. Obviously, I'm not a star, so it's not for me. But,
I will argue with you on that, Mary.
Beg to differ. Beg to differ.
Every time. Actually,
you're very sweet, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not, and that's fine. I'm good. As I said, as long as I can work on interesting things, I'm happy. And
I'm fairly starstruck.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very nice of you. But you know what I'm saying? Like that responsibility of being a star is an every minute thing.
Yes.
And it's not for me. So
yeah, no, it is. It's intense. I've actually watched people sign autographs. I watched David Hasselhoff sign autographs all day. And one of our past guests, I won't name them on the show, but it was this strange experience of all these people that are best friends with them because they're meeting them for 30 seconds. And like they're great with these people. They're great with their fans, but it was making my eye twitch the whole time. I was very uncomfortable. But like I can reason with that because these people are meeting them. It's when they sit there and they sign 100 things and people buy that autograph without having met them. That's what I think. Why are you spending $200 on an autograph CD?
I know. I feel the same way, but some people just really like that. And,
yeah, no.
You
We won't judge them. Anyways, Dave.
No, we can't judge them, but, to me, it's like, why? But, whatever.
No, I get it. Just a few more questions and we'll round this up.
What was your earliest memory of walking into sitting in a huge theater?
The first Broadway show I saw was Pippin, and it was at the St. James.
Yeah.
And I think I was like 16 or something. And I just remember, I think I had standing room. And I just remember being taken by, that there was so many people and my parents had the album. We didn't really listen to musical theater, but they had the Pippin album.
Yeah. Oh, that's so random.
Yeah. And I don't even know if I was like on a class trip or something. I don't even know. I don't remember. I just have this memory of standing in the back and going like, wow, look at this. And the St. James is not that big. It's only about 1,200. So I don't know. That was my first Broadway standing in a theater. Like I had gone to regional. I'd seen I'm from Rhode Island and there's a wonderful regional theater company called Trinity Rep. And so I'd seen shows there, but the theaters are small, like 400, something like that. So that was the first time I saw like a Broadway thing.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. And shout out to past guest and friend of the show, John Rubinstein.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Who was in Pippin. Yes.
Titular Pippin.
Yes, he was Pippin. And Irene Ryan. I've seen Irene Ryan.
Oh, wow. From Beverly Hillbillies. Goodness gracious me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old also. So, well, no, I shouldn't say also. I am old, so I know Beverly Hillbillies. Goodness gracious me! But I just anytime I hear a song from a musical, or I'll see a past guest on the show, I have to pinch myself that because we're not just interviewing guests on this show, we give you guys metal to listen to, and the fact that we've gotten people like Maltby and Shire and John Rubinstein and yourself, obviously, Alison Fraser. Well, she's a metal fan, so that was kind of we were.
He likes Rammstein, right? She's a huge Rammstein fan. Yeah.
Rammstein, yes.
Yes, whatever it's called.
I love Rammstein.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I'm going to be calling him Rammstein from now on.
never seen them, but she's in love with that band. So
Absolutely is. And I have to send her another invite to have her back on the show. Anyway, so we're going to move on now. I'm going to steal a question from another show I produce, Talk Musicals to Me with Caroline Sheen. Plug. Now, if you could make one musical compulsory for all high school students worldwide to study and perform, which musical?
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because that book is sensational. But because I did it on Broadway in a very different way, I would say strip away, do it like we did it, or don't have big dancing choruses and stuff like that. Just do the script proper, because that script is still 70 plus years later, relevant, important, and really good. So I would say Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But every regional theater and every community theater does Oklahoma. But they don't do it in the realistic way that we did it on Broadway. You know what I mean? They do it from the way that they know it, which is the corny and, you know, all of that stuff. So
if someone were to write the Mary Testa bio musical, who would you want to write it besides me? And what would it be called? And would there be a song about shoes?
oh yeah, that'd have to be a song about shoes.
Yes.
I will always say Michael John, but I'm also very enamored of, there is this woman who just won the MacArthur. Her name is Heather Christian, and she's brilliant. And I would love for Heather to write my musical. It would be something completely different.
Yeah.
Either Michael John or Heather.
Yep. Are you listening, Michael John or Heather?
Do you know who she is?
No, I don't. I'm going to have to look her up. But
Oh.
I'll cut that out. Yes, I do. Yeah, I've heard her name.
She has got returning back to Signature Theater in New York. It's called Oratorio for Living Things, and it's sensational.
Yeah.
She's like from another planet, this woman. She's so good. Look her up.
Yes, and there'd have to be a song about shoes, definitely.
Yeah, there has to be a song about shoes.
Yep.
And there has to be a song about laying on the couch, which I do really well.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. I went down for a nap last night at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I woke up at 1:30 a.m.
Oh my God, that's more than a nap. That's an overnight sleep.
That's more sleep than I've had any night in the past 15 and a half years of raising my nephew. I felt so good, but I wanted more sleep afterwards. Anyways, Dave, last question.
I'm just still thinking about what it was like to sleep before I had kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
tell me about it. And you've got two the same age. I've got one, and that's enough.
So, when was the last time you jumped in puddles for fun?
I do it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. If I've got the proper shoes on, I do it. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, even then, just go. Like I wear Converse or the canvas shoes.
Now, if I have shoes on that can get ruined, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I got these Scotch guarded Vans that I found at
Yeah, there you go.
a swap meet that I've been using for it, because we're supposed to be at the tail end of our rainy season here in New Mexico, the monsoon season that comes like at the end of summer and stuff, and we're still getting rain, which is interesting.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
And so I walk the kids to school in the rain lately.
Oh, man. Well, it's, weather is going to be weather. You know what else I do all the time when I'm outside is I touch trees.
Yeah.
Because that's really important.
And not in the way of telling someone to touch grass, I'm guessing, as in you actually.
No, I will always touch a tree as I pass, and I always silently thank the tree for being there, because it's really important, because they communicate with us always.
Yeah.
That's a really, really sweet thing.
Well, if it's dark, I'll skip down the street, but only if it's dark and there's no cars driving past, because I am a grown man who normally has a beard. But yes,
I have asthma. I'm not skipping anywhere.
Speaking of jumping in puddles, this is what
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, a musical I actually have seen.
What are those things called?
they're called Funko Pops, right?
Oh.
I recently, this is what being a parent about, I recently replaced 16 Funko Pops. I replaced it with new ones, so I've had to buy them. He's also turning 16 next month, so I've had to buy a lot of stuff for him. And then there's Christmas coming up. And I saw this and I showed my mum, and she goes, "Oh, well, let's go halves in it then."
Oh, that's sweet.
It is really cute.
Is that supposed to be, wait, what's his name from Singing in the Rain?
Yes, Gene Kelly.
Yes.
If we could see, look closely there, there's like drops of water on
Oh,
the...
yeah, that's
That's really
really
nice.
sweet. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, like the detailing, I thought it was really cute.
Does it light up?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
I wish it did. I wish that did.
It's very sweet.
Yes, and again, thank you so much.
Listen, I want you to listen to, have you heard my album? It's
Yes.
old, but it's,
Yes.
you have. Okay.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'll send it across to Dave, so...
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll plug it on the show as well.
Oh, good. Okay. I mean, it's old. It's like 8-9 years old.
I am all in for anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I am all in for more of your voice. I'm excited.
Well, thank you. Oh, that's so, yeah, thank you. I would love you to listen to my album because I'm proud of it. It's an album I did with Michael Starobin, who's a wonderful orchestrator, and I'm very proud of it. And it's the only album we've done because we had a really rich friend who produced it, and nobody else would be interested in producing anything. But it is old. It came out quite a while ago. So
Wow, do you know any more rich friends? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry to all
Yeah,
of
I know.
Mary's rich friends out there. I am single, by the way. Anyways, truly, it's such an honor having you on this show, being able to celebrate your career.
Thank you so much for asking me. I had a lovely time. It's very nice to meet you, Dave. And, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
One day in the future, I would love to have you and Alison on together.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Alison can pick the metal album for that one because
Okay.
she'll obviously pick Rammstein and force you to listen to that one.
Yes,
And that would be
yes,
terrific. But
Don't threaten me with a good time.
yeah, totally. No, because of her, I've seen some of their videos and they are really cool.
yes, they're
yeah.
very, very outrageous. They're like almost fairy tale, I find.
Yeah, totally.
Rosenrod very much feels like a fairy tale.
Yeah,
Really good song.
absolutely. Yeah.
Anyways, so I'll let you go because we've kept you long enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not going to apologize for going over, though. We're only 1 minute over.
Yeah.
That's not bad. All good.
Fit it all in while my kids are at Cub Scouts. So
That's
it's
it.
awesome.
Excellent. That's
Oh,
it.
wow.
What time is it there? What's the time difference?
Over here, it's 7:30 right now.
So it's 2 hours difference?
Yeah, you're on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always have to do that math when I call my dad because I'm from Tennessee, and I always get it wrong.
How do you think I feel doing this show? And then I'm so sorry, Mary. When for the listeners at home, it was disastrous when I set up the Google meeting for this.
Oh, I know. I thought it was 10 in the morning.
Yeah, I set it up at about 9 a.m. Australian time, and it set itself for 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. or something like that. And I sent it across not realizing, but then I saw it. I'm like, oh shit! And I immediately changed it, but I obviously it sent through to your email.
No, I like straightened it out with you, so I knew what time it was.
Yes,
Anyway.
that's it. But it's typical of me.
We were able to figure it out.
Yeah, we figured it out. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. We'll let you go. I'll do all the socials and all that. Round up. Alrighty, I may sound a bit hay fevery again this week. I'm so sorry. Also, I'm so sorry that this episode is 2 days late, as I've just mentioned. I'm a bit hay fevery this week. It is spring in Melbourne and very springy, I guess. Okay, so I just want to say again, huge thank you to Mary Testa. Just absolutely wonderful to get to chat to her, not just once, but twice now. What? Absolutely amazing. And thank you also to Dave for doing an amazing job in his second episode, which I think maybe have been the third recording. I can't remember. It's been a long month. Anyways, but you can find Mary on the social media at marytesta.actress on Instagram. And you can find Dave at one of the Daves you know, or look up David Mitchell Martin. So you can find us at Thrash and Treasure Podcast or at Thrash and Treasure or on Patreon and YouTube and all that jazz. You can buy the Doniston Tales and read the Doniston Tales, and that'd be awesome. I'm so sorry if I can't speak properly today. Goodness gracious me. I feel like my words are stumbling. I don't know if they are until I hear this back over again. Anyways, this is the first episode of our 5th birthday celebrations, and I still cannot believe I've been doing this for 5 years. Goodness gracious me. It's been the greatest joy, it really has. So I'll do like thank yous and we'll celebrate the show more and the network more in the coming weeks. But next episode, we have a preview of our next show coming up called Speed Junket. So we're going to be testing the format on our next guest, who is another returnee. I won't spoil who that is now. But for our celebrations, we're going to have a few old friends come back and help celebrate, starting with, of course, the great Mary Testa. So anyways, I'm gonna finish this up and then rest my weary head, because editing is like being on an international flight for 5 days in a row. It's awful with the jet lag. So check out our shows. Thank you for listening, whether you've listened to 1 episode, 10 episodes, or 100 episodes. Keep up the good work. We absolutely appreciate it. We really do. And if you can comment, like, subscribe, and share posts or episodes, that'd be also very, very amazing. So that's it from us. You take care, and we shall see you next time. Uru.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.